Good morning friends, welcome back to Parnika tutorials. In this video, I want to discuss how to write a Python program to display the Fibonacci series using recursion. So I request everyone to watch the complete video for better understanding. First let me discuss what is a Fibonacci series, then I will write the program for you. Suppose let's take that initial two values I have considered as 0 and 1. In a Fibonacci series, first you need to define what are the first two elements in the series. Once you have provided the first two elements in the series, then the next element will be equal to sum of the previous two elements. So 0 plus 1 is 1. Then if you want to find the next element in the series, if you want to find this one, the sum of previous two elements, this one and this one. So 1 plus 1 will be 2. If you want to find the next element will be 2 plus 1 which is equal to 3. So these are a way you can compute the elements in the Fibonacci series. Suppose if you want to find the next element will be 5, next element will be 8, next element will be 13, so on. Suppose let's take that first two elements you have provided as 1, 2. Then the next element will be 3, next element will be 5, next element will be 8, next element will be 13, 21, so on. So this is the way you can find the elements in the Fibonacci series. Now I want to write a Python program to print the Fibonacci series using recursion. What is a recursion? A function calling itself is called as recursion. Now let me write the program for you. As I am asking you to write a program using recursion, we need to use the function. So in function in Python, we will have function definition and function calling. We will not have any function declaration. So if you want to define any function, you have to use the keyword called def. Okay, then you need to write the name of the function and then you have to take the parameter. Now let me take the I value as one of the parameter. Now what I want to verify, if I is equal to 0, then return 0. Else if I is equal to 1, return 1. Else if I is not equal to 0, not equal to 1, then I want to return fib of I minus 1 plus fib of I minus 2. Is it clear? Now I have defined the function and it is a recursive function. Now let me ask the user to enter the n value. How many elements in the Fibonacci series you want to display? So you need to read the n value using the function called input. Okay, enter the value or enter the number of elements you want to display in the Fibonacci series. Once the user has entered, the input function will return it in the form of string, but I want to convert it into an integer, so I have done the typecasting. Okay, then what I need to do for j in range n, okay, for j in range n, what I want to do is that I want to print fib of j. Is it clear? Are you able to understand? Look at here what will happen. First, whenever you execute this program, first it will ask the user to enter the n value. Let's take that user has entered the n value is equal to 5. Now for j in range n, so it will start from 0. The range will have three parameters. One is the start, another one is the step, okay, stop and then step. As I have provided only stop, here n value is 5. So if it does not provide the start and step, it will be default values will be 0 and 1. So it will go from 0 and it will go up to 4. How it will do is that first it will be 0. 0 is less than 5. So the condition is true. Then step is 1. So 0 plus 1, it will be 1. 1 is less than 5. So it will go. Then 1 plus 1, now the value is 2. 2 is less than 5, it will go. Then 3, then 4. 4 plus 1, 5. 5 is not less than 5. 5 is equal to 5, it will stop. So if you just provide the stop is equal to 5, it will start from 0 and it will go up to 4. So the default values of the step and start are 1 and 0 respectively. So here what I have done, range of n. So initially j value will be how much? 0. Are you able to understand? J value is 0. So print fib of j. So I am calling the function. Are you able to understand? Print fib of j. So now j is how much? 0 here. So I will get the value as 0. Are you able to understand it or not? So you are calling a function and you are passing the value 0. So this I will receive the value as 0. So this is an actual parameter. This is a formal parameter. So now 0 is equal to 0 or not. Yes, this condition is true. So it will return 0. So that value will be printed. So you are getting the output as 0. Are you able to understand? Now what will happen? It will come out, it is returned. So it will come here. Then next again the for loop will be again executed. Now this time j value will be equal to 1 because it will go from 0 to 4 because n value user has entered as 5. Now j value is 1. So fib of 1. So I value will be 1. So 1 is not equal to 0. So this condition is false. Once this condition is false, this statement will not be executed. It will verify this else if block. 1 is equal to 1. I value is 1. 1 is equal to 1. This condition is true. So it will return 1. So it will control will come here and it will print. Value 1 will be displayed as an output. Once it came, then j value will become 2. Now fib of 2. So now I value is equal to 2. So look at here, 2 is not equal to 0. This condition is false. 2 is not equal to 1. This condition is also false. Then it will come to the else block. Else block, what is the statement is written? Return fib of I minus 1, which is fib of 1. I value is 2. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So the control will again go here. Because it is a recursive function, fib of 1, it is a function call. So again the control will go here with I value is 1. So 1 is not equal to 0, the condition is failed. So it will come here, 1 is equal to 1, the condition is true. It will return value 1. So in place of fib 1, you will get the value 1 plus fib of I minus 2. I minus 2 is what? What is the I value? I value is 2 here. So 2 minus 2 is fib of 0. Are you able to understand? So fib of 0. The control again will go here with I value is 0. So 0 is equal to 0. The condition is true. So once this condition is true, it will return the value 0. So it is 1 plus 0 will be 1. So the return statement, it will come here and it will print the value 1. Because the next element will be the sum of the previous two elements. That is the statement I have written. Now, j value will become 3. Let me erase this part so that it looks perfect for you. Now, j value is equal to 3. Now, it will pass the value 3. Now, I value will be 3 right here somewhere. Okay. Now, 3 is equal to 0, this condition is false. 3 is equal to 1, this condition is also false. Then it will come to the else block. Fib of I minus 1, which is fib of 3 minus 1 is 2. So control will go here. Are you able to understand? Now I value is 2. Now 2 is equal to 0, condition failed. 2 is equal to 1, condition failed. Again it will come to the else block. Else block of this one, fib of I minus 1. So fib of 2 minus 1, 1. Is it clear? Now the control will go here. Now with I value is 1. 1 is not equal to 0. This condition is again failed. I is equal to 1. So 1 is equal to 1. The condition is true. So here it will return the value 1. Okay. Now fib of 2 has fib of 1 plus fib of I minus 2, which is nothing but 2 minus 2, which will be 0. Are you able to understand it or not? So whenever you are coming to the else block, it is fib of I minus 1 plus I minus 2. When initially I value is 3, we have performed fib of 2 because 3 minus 2 is 2. So again the control will went, and it is, again it come to the else block, fib of 2 minus 1 is 1 plus fib of I minus 2 also you need to perform. I value is 2. So 2 minus 2 is 0. Fib of 0. Now I value will become 0. 0 is equal to 0. So it will return 0. So 1 plus 0 you got till here as 1. Are you able to understand? Plus you have started from for fib else block of with I value is equal to 3. So this one you have performed fib of I minus 1, which you got is 1, plus fib of I minus 2, which is 3 minus 2 is 1. Are you able to understand? Again it will call this one fib of 1. Is it clear? Now it will return value 1. So 1 plus 1, it will be 2. So the 2 value will be returned and 2 will be printed as an output. Are you able to understand it or not? This is the way the recursive functions will work. Now j value will become 4. J value will be 4. Okay. Now I value will be 4. Now 4 is not equal to 0. 4 is not equal to 1. It will come to the else block. Then return fib of I minus 1 plus I minus 2. You can simply write like this. Fib of 4 minus 1 is 3 plus 4 minus 2 is 2. Like this also you can write to avoid the confusion. Now fib of 3 is what? Fib of 3 is what? It will not come to this block. This will not come to this block. Again it will come here. So which is fib of 2 plus fib of 1. Are you able to understand? So for simplicity what I will do is that this is nothing. This is what is the fib of 3 and this is fib of 2. So I will simply write it as 2 plus 3, which will be equal to 3. If you want to do, you can do it. Otherwise let me do it for you also to avoid the confusion. You can say that Sir is using the Kit's law. I am not using the Kit's law. Just I am telling the things. So 0, 1, 1, 2. Are you able to understand? So fib of 3 is fib of 2 plus 1. Now fib of 2 is what? Fib of 1 plus fib of 0. Now fib of 1 will give you the value 1. Fib of 0 will give you the value 1. So 1 plus 0. This part you got it as 1. This part you got it as 1. Now come to the fib of 1. Fib of 1 is what? Fib of 0. Am I right? Fib of 0. So it will return the value as fib of 1 will be what? Value 1. Are able to fib of 1, it will come here, value 1. So 1 plus 1, it will return the value 2 here. Are able to understand? This is fib of 2, you get 1, and fib of 1 is 1. So 1 plus 1, which will be 2, that value will be returned here. Now you need to compute the fib of 2 again. Fib of 2 is what? Fib of 2 is fib of 1 plus fib of 0, because 2 is not equal to 0, 2 is not equal to 1, it control will come here. So fib of 1, so I value will be 1, it will return the value 1. Fib of 0, I value is 0, it will return value 0. So 1 plus 1 will be 1. So here you got 2, here you got 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So that value will be returned. So you will get the output as 3. Are you able to understand? So n value user has entered 5. So I want to display first 5 numbers in the Fibonacci series. So that is what I got, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3. Are you able to understand it or not? Now let me execute this program in the Jupyter notebook for better understanding. Let me define a function called fib, and it takes one parameter as I. If I is equal to 0, I need to return the value 0. Else if I is equal to 1, I need to return the value 1. else. If both these conditions are false, I need to return fib of I minus 1 plus fib of I minus 2. Okay, so this is the function definition called fib. Now I will take a variable called n and I want to read the n value from the user. So I will use the input function and I will write the statement as enter the value. And you know that input function will return everything in the form of string. So I want to convert into an integer. So that's why I'm doing the typecasting. Now let me run the for loop for j in range n. And then I want to call the fib of j. So whatever the value it is written in, that value will be printed. Now let me run the code for you. Let me give the n value as 5 and we will verify what will be the output we will get. Let me press the enter. See, we got the Fibonacci series consists of 5 numbers, like you have 0, 1, then 0, 1, next one will be 1, 0 plus 1 will be 1. The next element will be 1 plus 1, which will be 2. The next element will be 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Now let me run the code by giving another value. Let me take the value as some 8. Look at here. We got 8 numbers. How many? 0, 1, 4 and then 4. So you got first 8 numbers in the Fibonacci series. I hope it is clear for you. If you still have any doubts related to this program, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubts as early as possible. Thank you for watching the complete video. Have a nice day.